Salutations! Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times for Friday, May 28, 2021. For today's editorial, Coronavirus Lab Leak Theory Revisited. What had been dismissed as an intriguing yet baseless conspiracy theory on the origin of the coronavirus pandemic is now getting a hard second look from health experts. The most widely held origin story of COVID-19 is that it had its beginnings in a food market in Wuhan, China, where the virus managed to switch hosts from bats to humans. But there's another narrative, one that would rival a science fiction thriller, that the coronavirus spread after it leaked from a laboratory in Wuhan, where research is being conducted on bats inflicted with a mysterious respiratory disease. Chinese health authorities were quick to deny the lab leak theory and stonewalled requests by outside agencies to investigate the hypothesis. A World Health Organization-led investigative team was eventually allowed to hunt for evidence reinforcing the theory. It concluded that it was highly unlikely the coronavirus had accidentally escaped from the Wuhan facility. The theory dissipated after that, but after more than a year in hibernation, it has reawakened. Recently, the Science Journal published an open letter from a group of 18 scientists calling for a new investigation into the lab leak theory, claiming it had not been given balanced consideration. Knowing how COVID-19 emerged is critical for informing global strategies to mitigate the risk of future outbreaks, the scientist wrote. Days later, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the United States' leading infectious disease expert, weighed in on the issue, saying he was not convinced that COVID-19 had developed naturally. I think that we should continue to investigate what went on in China until we find out, to the best of our ability, exactly what happened, Fauci said. The discussion ramped up after the Wall Street Journal ran a story based on a US intelligence report which provided a plethora of details on an incident at the Wuhan Institute of Virology that gives credibility to the lab leak theory. According to the report, in November 2019, 3 researchers at the institute, where research was focused on determining the particular kind of coronavirus that had infected bats, fell ill. They were admitted to hospitals that were not at the time equipped to handle an unidentified highly infectious disease. With no inhibiting protocol standing in its way, COVID-19 has unleashed to the world. While the Wall Street Journal has issued a caveat on the report saying there is still nothing definitive, its story has nevertheless triggered debate that can only get more intense. The resurgent interest in the lab leak theory has even elicited a response from US President Joe Biden, who has ordered the US intelligence community to explore further inquiry that may be required, including specific questions for China. Not surprisingly, China denied the intelligence report and accused the US of hyping up the lab leak theory. The director of the Virology Institute described the Wall Street Journal story as a complete lie. Those claims are groundless. The lab has not been aware of this situation, which is sick researchers in autumn of 2019, and I don't even know where such information came from, the director said. The debate puts in sharp focus 2 troubling issues. First, it was evident that certain US officials had gathered enough information about the incident at the Wuhan facility to put together an intelligence report. Yet, the report was never publicly revealed by the Trump administration. Who was briefed on the report, and why was official action never initiated? Second, why was the WHO-led probe team so eager to scrub the lab leak theory when it had been denied access to key data and samples by their Chinese counterparts? Was pressure brought to bear on the investigators to accept Beijing's line? Former US Food and Drug Administration Chief Scott Gottlieb believes the debate on whether the coronavirus's leap from bats to humans was a natural occurrence or accidentally induced by humans may never be resolved. His musings, however, merit pondering. The question for a lot of people is going to be, when are too many coincidences too much? When does it seem there's too many things suggesting that this could have come out of a lab? And that's the editorial for Friday, May 28, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the Voice of the Times.